One of the perspectives you have on this 12 rules for working to remote jobs is don't fall in love with your second job. And this is also something that as a coach, I try to encourage people to stay away from is don't fall in love with companies, fall in love with industries or fall in love with the type of work that you do. Because if you fall in love with a company and they tell you that they won't give you a job or they fire you or whatever it might be, it's crushing. So whenever people get too excited, I try to bring them back to neutral. Or whenever they get too down, I try to bring them back to neutral. Because I truly think when it comes to the job search and building your career, at the end of the day, the way companies look at it is it's all business. Sure, we're family and sure, all these different things. We're a great community and an awesome culture. But at the end of the day, the budget drives the decisions and the revenue streams drive the decisions, and the way the company is pivoting is going to lay off people or keep people. And it really isn't a personal thing, but the companies want the employees to be loyal as though this is a marriage. And that's something that you see kind of in this language out there in the boomer job search advice world of like, how dare you cheat on your company? It's like, what are you talking about? This company has been cheating on me for years, right? And so I'm curious what your thoughts are around like this don't fall in love with your second job or any of your jobs kind of mindset. How far do you take it?
Yeah, I mean, not to give away too much of my background, but for the longest time, I did have a job that was my identity, lifestyle, everything. So I would say your view of jobs and your identity, an overemployed or anybody else can't really control. You really have to reflect on it, on what's important in your life, what's the makeup of who you are, right? Who's Martin, who made Martin in terms of family, who do you want to be? If one day you happen to be married and have kids, you got to think of these kind of futurist state, if you will, to really fill out the picture of yourself. And I'm glad you have that 100 year board, because like you, that is the most motivating thing to know that, hey, today I'm spending one of my day and I'm spending the day talking to Martin because I want this message to go far and wide to people that you coach as well, right? To think about how they think about jobs and multiple jobs, because then you actually can learn multiple different skills. Keep things interesting, to be honest. This is a side effects that I didn't really think about. I purely was a numbers guy. But I actually, both my jobs have some synergy and overlap with each other, and I find myself to be even more productive, and even better and sharper across both jobs, even though I'm not spending full 40 hours butts in the seat doing that one job, because I'm actually learning something new. And I think job stacking is a good way to learn something new, keep life interesting, yet you have time to still live life. You don't have to worry about layoffs and all these mental health issues that knock-on effects, from loving your job too much. And I think that's part of why that advice is there. Is this job is not a means to itself, but just a means to an end.
And that mental health piece is what I want to dig in with next, because there's this sort of fear that people have when they're in a job and they're worried about losing it, right? If I lose this, everything crumbles, right? And one of the things that I've been grateful for as a contractor, because my whole career has been mainly being a contractor minus a few full-time stints. My favorite part of being a contractor is the fact that every company sort of knows, and it's a little easier for contractors because we don't have to hide it so much. We can be very clear. It's like, I'm working 15 hours for your company, I'm working 20 hours for this company, and so on and so forth. So one of the benefits that that's given me is the ability to say, like, if I don't respond right away, right? Because a lot of people will wake up first thing in the morning, is grab their phone and check their email and have a panic attack. I've been able to get away from that because when I'm not working on this company's work, I'm probably working on another company's work, and they know that and they respect that. And it's a little different than the overemployed mindset, but it's one of those things that, as someone with high anxiety, it has sort of helped give me some agency and build boundaries where I feel like a lot of people don't know how to build boundaries with their jobs, with their employees, with their managers and their teams. And kind of a big piece of this, if you're going to try and do this, one of the first skills you have to learn is how to build boundaries.